What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing Ugin the Ineffable in Historic Brawl. Ugin is a 6 mana colorless planeswalker with a couple unique abilities. So first is the static ability. Colorless spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. So that's huge. Since we're in a colorless deck, it basically makes all of our giant colorless spells cost 2 less to cast. So Ulamog is now an 8 mana spell instead of a 10 mana spell. And, you know, vice versa for everything else. The +1, exile the top card of your library. Essentially, you make a 2/2 that tucks the top card of your library. And when that 2/2 dies, you get that card that was exiled off the top of your library into your hand. So it's kind of like, I mean, it's card advantage. You create a creature. You can obviously attack with the creature, all that normal stuff, block with the creature. But if it dies, it doesn't just die and then, you know, go away. It dies and gives you a card. So good card advantage. And then the -3, destroy any target permanent that's one or more colors. So basically destroy anything that isn't colorless is the way that you can read that. So we can't really go after our opponent's colorless stuff, like their artifacts and stuff like that, but anything that has any colored mana symbol in the casting cost, we can destroy. And most of the stuff in Historic Brawl is stuff with colored mana symbols, like your Atalis and your Prismatic Bridges and, you know, any of those type, you know, Ragavans. Those are all colored permanents, right? As far as the deck, it's mostly just colorless good stuff. Paradox Engine's a big piece of this deck. We have a bunch of mana rocks with all different kinds of normally ones you wouldn't even run to, like Network Terminal is probably not one that you would run in a normal deck, but since this deck is all colorless lands and we have cost reduction, these all turn into 1 mana rocks, right? So the goal of the deck is to essentially accelerate out stuff because we're, you know, ramping with our mana rocks, get enough mana rocks, get Paradox Engine. When we cast spells, it untaps all our mana rocks. We can cast more things. They're all costs reduced by Ugin, you know, over and over and over again, and hopefully we outvalue the opponent. One thing that colorless really struggles with, it does a lot of great things, a lot of utility things, but one thing colorless struggles with as an archetype is removal. And so having removal in the command zone is key. Again, we're going to make a ton of mana, so even if we play Ugin -3 to get it down to 1, the opponent gets scared, attacks it down, and kills it, well, we can just replay Ugin. Yes, it would cost 8 mana, but again, the deck is going to make a ton of colorless mana, so paying the commander tax a couple times for Ugin is no big deal for this deck. We also get the benefit of running every utility land known to humankind, because again, it's a colorless deck. So all of these have some kind of added benefit, but usually enter untapped, like this one. Enters the battlefield, scry 1. That's great, right? And then add colorless. We don't even care about the second part, right? Add colorless. You gain 1 life for each colorless creature you control. We don't even have to sack it to get that. So we can just we can pick a bunch of creatures, cast a bunch of creatures, and then gain a bunch of life. You know, Surveil 1, right? Just dig through our deck. So these all have a ton of utility. So now all our lands essentially turn into like spells. So that is another great component of a colorless deck. Let's see if we can actually get some wins with this thing, though. It's definitely a unique style of deck, and Historic Brawl has a high power level ceiling, so we'll see if this makes the cut. If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Helps me out. Helps me make more content. Alright. Oh yeah, the only kind of deck you'll ever see a waste in either. If you didn't know that, there is actually a basic land type for colorless lands. They're called wastes. So we got 1 land. That is not great. I think we're going to have to mull, because we do have a mana rock, but it's 3 mana. So 3 mulligan. 2 lands. And we have a bunch of mana if we get there. We have a Mazemind Tome to dig, so I think we'll keep. We're up against the Scarab God. So... oh, there we go. There's the land. Okay, we'll just play our Indestructible, play Colossus Hammer. Okay, my turn. We'll play a Waste. Mech Titan Core. That is interesting. I think we just get down the Mazemind Tome, though. And pass. We can use this to draw cards now. We don't have to scry with it. I was going to use it to scry to get a land, but we drew lands. They're gonna pass and not play a land. That's sus. Well, no stick either, so we'll just keep ramping. This is pretty much our dream scenario. Opponent has, well, now they have 3 mana. But we have, well, we're gonna have 6. So let's get Ugin down. Okay.
My presence alone.
Now all of our
Secrets
artifacts cost 1 less. We'll pass. Shout out to Adam Reaver for the suggestion on doing a colorless deck. Appreciate the suggestion. This is definitely a good idea. I hadn't even thought of doing a colorless deck until Adam had mentioned it, but colorless decks are one of the more unique and cool archetypes, especially because of the ability to run all utility lands. Okay.
I must return to my meditation.
Yeah, take action. Pass. My turn. You don't have enough mana? Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. I guess we don't. So... can crew 2. We can draw a card. Yeah, I think we just continue our game plan here. And yeah, that's fine. We'll do it like this. We'll have enough mana next turn to play Ugin. If they play the Scarab God, we'll just kill it. We'll also have Colossus Hammer online. We have enough to draw with Mazemind Tome as well, with the mana from the Interplanar Beacon and the Unstable Obelisk. We also have Unstable Obelisk mana online if we want to destroy something. Okay. They name God for Cavern of Souls, but I do not have counterspells in colorless, at least on Arena. They're trying to decide what to do. Gix's command. Okay. So we're going to get Lithoform Engine. Resolve. And then they're going to attack with Gix. Sure. So lifelinking 5/5. Okay. So we have enough mana for that. I think we just kill Gix, right? And then we can kill the Scarab God.
Do not defy the design.
The following turn with the Obelisk.
Is unwritten.
What are these? Hold on. What are these called? Spirit. Okay. We want to make Spirit. So that every time we make a Spirit, and then let's crew 2, submit 2, next, attack, and turn. I thought about including more vehicles in this deck, but it's tough. You have to have creatures to support the vehicles, and even though this makes creatures, I just don't feel like it makes it at a high enough rate to like support a deck full of vehicles. But something to consider if you're going to build this deck is how many vehicles you put in, because some of the vehicles are really, really good. Like this one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 mana, 10 in our hand. With Lithoform Engine now, we can start doing double creatures or double destroy all permanents. Okay. Yeah. I guess I could have gotten rid of Ugin, but that's a really good draw. Okay, so let's lead with that. Okay, we'll do full control.
The fabric of the multiverse, ether itself serves me.
Okay, now we're going to spam out the top of our library. Flux Reservoir is great for this. Oh, too bad. Okay, so we'll... Did we already use our... No, we want to draw this. So we can still come down and target copy of any artifact. So let's have it come down as a copy of Aetherflux Reservoir. Next. Next. And turn. Okay. Now we'll gain double life every time we play a spell off the top of our library. Ritual of Soot. Sure. So they're gonna destroy our creatures and then attack down Ugin. That's fine. They're going to spend their turn doing that. We get those cards in our hand. What were they? Oh yeah, these. This is a cool equipment. And this is a land. Pass. Pass.
'Tis not my
Take
first
action,
ending.
obviously. But again, it costs 10 mana, which in any other deck, I think I'm going to draw this land. Right? I think we should... nah, let's bin it. No, because it scries. It's a good land. My turn. Okay. Scry. I mean, we want to keep that one, but we're going to scry anyway. Uh-huh. Okay. I don't even know how much mana we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12. So we only have enough to play Ugin in minus. Or we can play Ulamog and make them rage quit. I think we just do that. Oh, and we can copy the ability as well. And then... oh, that's disgusting. That's actually disgusting. Taking time. Okay. Resolve. Yeah, go ahead and draw some cards. I'm about to exile your creature and 3 of your lands. Okay. They still have blue mana because of Cavern and this guy. And I guess they drew a blue source. Hostage Taker. You may cast that card. Okay, that's going to take them a long time to get to. So that's okay. Okay. That's okay. That is a good card for them. Like, this is a good card for them to have drawn. But it's going to take them a long time to get there. Okay. So I think we play Ugin. Resolve. Resolve. Gain a life.
We are but motes in a vast
Minus 3.
multiverse.
Wait. Do we care? Wait. Hold on. What does this say? Until it leaves the battlefield. Okay. Resolve.
My plan.
So, it's mine again. Okay. Let's get rid of this land on top of our library. Let's play Karn so that their mana rock doesn't work. Play you. I think we might be able to dome them with Aether Flux Reservoir. Yep. I think they see it coming. So, if you've never seen Aetherflux Reservoir, obviously it gains you life every time you cast a spell, and then it sort of increases every time you cast a spell, but you can pay 50 life to do 50 damage to any target. So we were on the cusp of 50 life, and somewhere in there we were going to get up to 50 life. We had Ulamog on the field, and they saw the writing on the wall. Alright. This is your intermission reminder to hit that subscribe button. Don't just click it, I want you to actually hit it. So I think that was a good showcase of what the deck is built to do. You know, we got a little lucky that the opponent did nothing on the first couple turns, and it allowed us time to get all of our mana, mana rock set up, and we weren't under any pressure. That was sort of our dream scenario. But, that's what can happen if the opponent isn't being aggressive towards us or putting down threats that we have to remove. Shadowspear, so we have 3 lands. This is a good card. Can get big. It's a good mana curve. We don't have any ramp though. That's the only thing, and we're on the draw. And this deck is very aggro. This is a 3/1. I think this can make this card into a 3/2 with lifelink. I think we'll be okay, because we can block this guy and make him replay it. Okay. Alright. We'll keep... I would normally not keep this hand because it has no ramp, but we're up against a very aggressive deck and they're on the play. So we have to have an answer for their aggression, and the combination of these 3 I think gives us that answer. That's also a good draw. We'll just leave a little waste. Get Shadowspear down. Plus Shadowspear has lifelink. So again, the bane of any aggro deck is the ability to gain life. Plus, if we get to Ugin mana, we can start equipping Shadowspear to our 2/2s, and then even if they die, we can just keep equipping it and gaining life, and they might not be able to race us. It's going to be tough though. This is a good deck. I'll build this deck at some point. It's a good Boros deck that goes very wide. That's another good card that gains us life. So we have the pieces, we just have to play them correctly. Hopefully they don't have a bolt here. Although if they do, we have another creature we can play. They are in Boros, so they could have like Lightning Bolt or Lightning Strike, things like that could kill our creature. Okay. So this is going to throw it. We don't want to block here. That's another good card. Okay, so we're drawing the pieces. Is this 2 to equip? Okay, this is also a 3/2 as well. What does this do? Okay, we can also gain life here as well. So I think our best play is to drop Foundry Inspector. We have 2 blockers. This now makes all of our stuff cost less, which will allow us to cast more things with Aetherflux Reservoir. Okay, they're going to make a ton of tokens. But yeah, wow, that is a problem. Didn't see Mondrak coming. Oh man, didn't see Mondrak coming. We don't have another land, so I feel like we can't. I mean, we could double block their commander, but then we lose our cost reduction. I'm gonna just say no blocks. Okay. Are we just dead next turn? I think we are just dead next turn. So we can play this, gain protection from everything. No attacks. That will at least stall them for one turn. Yeah, they're gonna attack anyway, so they create more creatures. No blocks, obviously. This is gonna take a while. Yeah, again, this deck is very aggressive, so like, it's the dream scenario for an aggressive deck to be on the play. We could have brought on equipped Shadowspear earlier, but then we wouldn't have any of our setup going. Okay, we drew a land. That's good. I think we... Oh, man. There's so many things I want to do, but I can only do one of them. Next turn we're just dead, right? Unless we gain life somehow. So let's equip the Shadowspear, just our Ginger. Do they have a lightning bolt? I mean, I'm pretty sure we're still dead if they attack all next turn. Okay. And then I'm going to create a copy of the One Ring and give us protection for another turn. Actually, I don't know if that's how that works. Because we didn't cast it, we just created a copy of it. Oh, we do get... Oh, very nice. Okay, so we do get protection. That's great. Mox Amber. Sweet. Good for them. Well, we might as well block something. These all have lifelink. Yeah, I'm not sure we can do... There's like no real answer on Arena that would get us out of this. On Commander, that we'd have like Always Dust and a couple of other things. Maybe like Karn Silex would do it. I don't remember what that's... I think it's all non-land permanents. But our only way out of this is to gain enough life to survive these hits, which I just don't think we can do. So we'll just play out our hand just to do it, and then screw it up. No, really nothing we could have done in that game. We could have not kept the hand we kept, but the Mondrak sped that up way more than I anticipated. So if they had made tokens at the rate that I expected them to, I think it would have been okay. We still would have been under a lot of pressure, but we would have been in a more survivable state. But them doubling all their tokens just threw that whole formula out the window. Okay, Gishath, Sun's Avatar. Yeah. So we could get to enough mana to do this at instant speed before they can play, because this is a 7 mana commander. So we can get to 7 mana theoretically before we have 2. Yeah, so I think we'll keep this. We'll lead with the Zhalfirin Void. Yes. That is a good card. It's right on curve as well, which is awesome. It's also Ward 2, which is very nice. So even if they had a way to get rid of it, they couldn't do it this early. Whenever you cast an artifact spell. Okay. Let's just do this. This will be a great blocker. This might be big enough to block Gishath by the time it comes down. Okay, that's scary. What do they get? Zakama? Or maybe like a Mana Dork? They either go big or they get a Mana Dork. Those are the only two options. Okay, they get the Cascade Dinosaur. That's pretty good. Do it like this. This has affinity for artifacts, so do it like this. You can't just play this. One. Oh yeah, it's 7. Okay. Let me get a little Mana Dork. So we can play Ugin and get rid of that. I think that's the play. This is too much value for them.
Curiosity and wonder drives us. Be gone, interloper.
We'll just get down to 4/4. Be a nice blocker for us. They can still attack both and kill Ugin if they want. But then one of their creatures is dying. They don't attack both. Interesting. Choose Spirit. Do that before we plus.
Truth lies beyond vision.
This is now a mana rock that is 1 mana but still gives us a mana. Draw a card. Okay, that'll be good for next turn. Alright, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we have more than enough to block. So how much power? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have enough to kill this. Let's see if they do. That would really set them back. They're just going to take it. They want all the mana from this guy. I don't know if they can cast their commander. I think they can. Yes, they can. But they're going to cast a tally. Okay. Sure. I wonder what they'll get off our deck. Okay. What'd they get? Okay. Not great. Is dealt damage to execution opponent controls. Okay. That's decent. Resolve. Oh, I see. I see how that works. Okay. Okay.
Secrets manifest before you.
Whenever it's dealt damage, huh? That's really annoying. Well, there's not a lot we can do, so we'll just end the turn. That was a perfect hit for them. I mean, so was a tally, but really this card was the perfect hit for them. Now they can play their commander. Resolve. Do 1 damage to each creature. So they get to exile our best thing. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could easily replay Ugin. Okay. They just ripped the right card. I mean, you know, that's just gonna happen sometimes in Historic Brawl. But we were winning that game until they got this card. And the damage thing with that is so stupidly synergistic. It's definitely not on purpose, but it's very synergistic. Pass. Let's just kill their commander.
Too many unreliable variables.
Take action. Get Joyous Familiar into our hand. They get a bunch of dinosaurs. They kill their own creature. Wait, no, they don't? Okay, well, what do I know? Yeah, that ain't gonna win us this game.
Recklessness and fear are the seeds of disaster. I can create or destroy.
At least we have a battlefield presence again. However, they're so far ahead at this point. Hopefully they hyper-focus in on Ugin, they kill it, and we can cast it again. Because that would actually help us. They could just flip a tally and go poison mode with the infect. Yep, we're going to transform. Okay, they're all going for my face. So we have to put something in front of this or else we just die. However, they're at 4. So, hold on. This is 11, 16, sorry, it's late at night. 16, 21, right? 12, 23, sorry. 23. So, we can... If we just put this guy in front of this, and then we attack all next turn, we win.
The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
Yep. Okay. I don't know how we got out of that situation, but holy cow. I think, okay, I want to brag and say that I just like outplayed them, but really they made a huge mistake by going all in right there. They were in a winning position. All they had to do was play... They had enough mana to play Gishath again, I'm pretty sure. Play Gishath. Do the whole Gishath thing. I think that would have been a way better plan. But they got impatient, and they went for the total win. At 4 life. That was the wrong play. So, yeah. But we take those. We take those. Alright, let's do a little deck review. Actually, let's get a pack. Let's wash down this colorless Historic Brawl session with a nice pack cracking. Are any of these lands cool? Nah, they haven't had like cool land sets in a while. These are these snowlands? No, they're just regulars. Yeah. Packs. Oh, this is a cool card. Oh yeah, this is a sick card. Ariet. Okay, well we're building a historic brawl deck around this one. Nice. All right, let's review the colorless deck. So, I think we showcased, you know, how the deck can build a ton of mana and have Ugin basically available all the time, and then, you know, we can destroy the most important thing of theirs, and then build up a couple creatures, let Ugin die, cast it again, you know, destroy their next most important thing. So you can see why I chose Ugin as the commander. It's just the combination of the cost reduction, the ability to make creatures, and the ability to destroy any colored permanent is just, it just gives us so much flexibility in different spots. And then, you know, just some all-stars of the deck, with the form engine, right? The ability to double activated or triggered abilities, so we can double the -3 or the +1 of Ugin, but we can also like we did in the first game, we can double the cast trigger of Ulamog and exile 4 permanents. It's really, really cool. There, like I said, I don't have all the Eldrazi Titans collected yet. Like Kozilek's missing from here, my god, I'm blanking on the name, but I can picture the art. The 13 mana one that takes the opponent's turn. I'm missing that one as well. Those would be great additions to this deck. You could probably take out like Thundersteel Colossus and this guy for those two, and that would make the deck way better, right? But I just don't have the mythics to crack, as you can see right here. I'm running pretty low on rares and mythics these days, but there are better colorless cards to put in this deck. I just don't own them all. But the more value you can get out of your colorless cards, the better. Like, we didn't get to see Chamil, the Inner Sun, but this would have been a great one, right? You put this down, maybe even on turn 4 at the earliest, and then you know, our spells can't be countered, and then we discover 5 every end step. I mean, that's insane value. So again, the deck kind of just like outvalues the opponent because we're just able to ramp so efficiently. All of our lands come down untapped. We don't have to color fix or anything like that our opponents are worried about. And we can just like spam out all our stuff. Now, in that last game, we'd show, you know, it became apparent that like we can be outvalued even if we get to a head start. There are just some colored cards are better than colorless cards, right? But we still have the ability to get in a slog and fight it out. So this is a cool deck. I highly recommend it. I'm definitely admitting that there's a lot of these slots that could be filled in with better cards. So feel free to do that. Deck list is in the description. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you have any suggestions for commanders that you want me to play, leave it in the comments. Like the video. Definitely subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.